Hi guys, this is week 3, day 2. Today we finished off level unit 1 of level 2 certificate in personal and professional development. So question 13 was explain the procedures for recording accidents and incidents. So the incident or accident to be reported to a manager or supervisor, and the details need to be reported in the company records, which is the accident book. If the incident falls under RIDDOR, there is a legal duty to report it correctly. Number 14 was please complete the following accident report using a hypothetical accident that could occur. So this is kind of where we had a bit of fun. So because we didn't need to note down a real accident or incident. So the accident report forms, candidate name for ours, about the person reporting the incident, candidate, which was me. Occupation was a student. I'm a student. The assessor was Craig, I think. That'll put an address down. Didn't have to be a real address. Then we had to sign it and date it. About the person who had the accident, we called Boris Johnson at 10 Downing Street, London. So his occupation, sorry, forgive me for laughing, occupation was MP. Other clients or personnel involved, there was none involved. About the accident, where it happened include the room and place. It happened in a meeting room, one at the Brain Charity. Date and time it happened, so today's date is 10/20. Give give a brief description of the incident accident as he entered the meeting room. His foot got caught in a bag strap left on the floor, and he tripped and fell over. Please give the cause if you can. The cause was because a student left his bag on the floor where people could trip easily or fall over it. The next part was what action was taken at the time. The first aider checked him over for a sprained ankle. Number 9 was is there any outstanding action that needs to be taken? So the bag was moved out of the way, and the person was given a talking to put all baggage and personal belongings in a safer location, and the area was cordoned off. So and that was that. So that was our bit of fun. Sorry for laughing, but I couldn't help it. So number 15 was identify an agency responsible for investigating accidents and incidents. So the first, that was the Health and Safety Executive Act, I think, HSE for short. Number 16 was explain the purpose of investigating accidents or incidents. It was to find out what happened and to prevent it from happening again. Right, that was the end of Unit 1. Unit 2 was professional practice and personal responsibilities for equality and diversity. So question 1 was explain the purpose of the following policies. The first one of that was equality and diversity policy, which is a written agreement about how discrimination against anyone does not happen and how a safe and inclusive environment is created. This will ensure everyone is aware of and should follow the policy. The second part of that was equal opportunities policy, is to provide a framework for the fair treatment of all. It is a document that states what measures an organisation takes to eliminate and prevent discrimination. So question 2 was describe 2 benefits of unequal opportunities and equality and diversity policies to individuals. The first one was greater knowledge and understanding of people and their issues. The second one was remove all barriers and prejudices between the individual and other people. Question 3 was describe 2 benefits of unequal opportunities and equality and diversity policy to organisations. The first one was good policies and procedures in place and regular training taking place. The second one was create a culture that is inclusive and welcoming to everyone. Question 4 was explain how a commitment to equality and diversity can be demonstrated and promoted in the workplace. That was to celebrate different festivals and cultures. Question 5 was explain how a commitment to equality and diversity can be demonstrated and promoted in the community. Establish community group or forums that are inclusive and welcoming to everyone. So question 6 was give an example of how the Equality Act 2010 has changed since 1980. they all used to be individual acts, such as like the Disability Act, the Discrimination Act or something like that. And now they have been updated and merged into the one umbrella. So question 7 was list 2 of the protected characteristics covered by the Equality Act 2010. I chose disability and gender reassignment. Question 8 was give an example of how the Human Rights Act 1988 protects an individual's rights. Freedom from torture and inhumane or degrading treatment, and the right to a fair trial. Question 9 was give an example of how an adaptation can be made in the workplace to ensure equality and diversity is inclusive. So it was working flexible hours. Employers are able to drop their children off before going to work. Wheelchair access, putting ramps in so people in wheelchairs can gain access to buildings and other things. Question 10 was give an example of how an adaptation can be made in the local community to ensure equality and diversity is inclusive. A local centre has a room available for prayers of different people with different religions. Adaptations for communication such as books and posters, as well as apps on your phone like translators. Question 11 was give one example of direct and indirect discrimination. So the first one was, I think, direct, sorry. Treating someone less favourably because of a protected characteristic they possess. One of the examples will say like a black person is good at sports, or like females are probably more inclined to go for a teaching job, whereas males are probably avoid that. An indirect discrimination where a criterion or practice has the effect of putting people with a protected characteristic at a disadvantage. Is that question? Yeah, sorry. I'm gone. Question 12 was based on your examples in question 11. Explain why they are different. Direct is when someone is discriminated against because of a protected characteristic. Indirect is when a practice puts a protected characteristic at an advantage. Question 13. Explain the term prejudice. Prejudice comes from the words to judge before it is forming on an unfavourable opinion of feeling about a person or group of people without a full examination of the situation. In theory, in theory, it is possible for somebody to be prejudiced without anybody knowing about it. Question 14. Explain how stereotyping can affect individuals and groups. Having a sense of injustice, feeling angry or overreacting because they are being judged wrongly. Frustrating at people's assumptions, ignorance and incomplete knowledge about the group. Question 15. Explain why people stereotype and give an example of this. A stereotype is usually based on limited or incomplete knowledge about the person or group or thing. It is often based on an exaggeration of characteristics and can relate to, for example, race, gender, age, ethnicity, religion and sexual orientation. Question 16. Based on your example in question 15, explain how this could put people at a disadvantage. You are putting people at a disadvantage as a man might not be able to apply for the job. And that's where we left it off at there. We're probably going to finish that off tomorrow. So that was today's bit. So, and I did have two seizures today. One was partial and slight grand mal, as well as a prolonged absence there, absence seizure, sorry. And the second one was a moderate to grand mal seizure, and then it's like I had my hat on, my cap, and it kind of collapsed on the table, so it was like a giant head drop forward, and I had to stay there until I could lift my head up again. But the second time or third time, I've been seeing a fluorescent green glow when I'm in my seizures, around my arm, like, or around my arm, or sometimes around my feet. So that's kind of a new thing, and I've never had that before, so but the tutor stayed with me on both of them, made sure I was okay until I came fully around again. They were quite long. They were 10 to 15 or 20 minutes. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. If you're new, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get updates of any new videos, and leave a comment and feel free to ask any questions, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you, bye.